Double busy, getting busy, do. Yo, what's up, it's me, the double busy. Alright, it's time to start going for some achievements, and the first one up for me is Land of the Rus. Starting as Rurik the Troublemaker in 867, lead your dynasty to rule the Empire of Russia. Alright, sounds easy enough, right? Let's create a new game. The Great Adventurers, Rurikid. Difficulty is easy. Duke of Novgorod currently. He's going to be 44. Oh, he's going to be Norse and Asatru to begin the game. Few have risen from nothingness to greatness like the brave Rurik. Together with his brothers, he brought order to the eastern wilderness, and since their deaths, he is the lone ruler of a great chiefdom. Yet this is only the beginning. One day, Rurik's descendants will found the Tsardom of Russia, or will they? The destiny of this great dynasty rests in your hands. Okay, and it looks like he comes with Helgi the Seer, a son. Now I'm going to click over here on Play as Any Ruler just to show you how it looks a little bit different when you choose that option. So let's click on Homegard up here, and it tells you what their traits are. So he's gregarious, some diplomacy, some attraction and scheme power. Ambitious, everything's a +1, but he gets some more stress. Just, stewardship goes up, intrigue goes down. A little bit of learning and vassal opinion. And brave, martial prowess, attraction and vassal opinion. But he might die in battle from, going too far into it, going gung-ho. Notice, though, that when we do this, all of a sudden we're 37. Huh, I just noticed that. So that's different. And then here's your heir, Helgi the Seer, Rurikid. Also notice that you start as Asatru Norse, but your son starts as Slovianskan Norse. Okay, game rules, we're going to put Iron Man on. I want this to be significant for everyone. I want culture to be a little slower and faith to be a little bit slower. I feel like that's a little more realistic. And then obviously we need that to be never. And let's play. I'm going to call it Land of the Rus. Alright, let's check out and see what we have. Jarl Rurik the Troublemaker of Homegard, 37. Gregarious, ambitious, just, brave. He always comes with a brilliant strategist, so +8 martial. And that means his lifestyle experience is a lot in the martial. Always comes with some kind of commander trait, and this time I got rough terrain, and is always quick. His wife is always High Chiefess Ingrid Björnsdotter of Homegard, which is Björn Ironside's daughter, and we are allied. She's always intelligent. I don't know about these others, I haven't looked that often. It's not her son, but it is your son, Helgi the Seer. He's arrogant, greedy, and stubborn. Those are always the same. And then I think skilled tactician and quick are always the same, and legitimized bastard's always the same also. He gets a bunch of claims in all these counties, of course. Okay, in terms of concubines, I actually like to choose infertile ones. And, I don't see any yet, so we'll have to run the game for a day or two to find some concubines. I choose infertile because if I have a son that I like, which I do, these are good stats, decent, then I don't want more kids mucking things up. Okay, let's get our boy married because it says heir unmarried. I've looked at this before, and you basically have two avenues to go. I would either say find wives over here in Scandinavia and Windish Empire du Jour, because then you'll be able to use them as allies to attack and expand. Or just straight up go for Minsk, because that's what they recommend. They're powerful, and they'll have claims, so maybe we could use those claims. I think that these 3 girls are actually pretty good stats, so let's find one that matches up with him. Okay, I'm going to go for this sister, because she has the best stewardship, which we're going to need to have the most domain. And then she also has a little bit of diplomacy, in case we need that. Both get a little bit of prestige out of it, and we do get an alliance. Okay, let's go look at our lifestyle. He's always martial, and then you always end up either getting strategist, overseer, or gallant. I would personally like to go with strategist because you get the lower casus belli cost, and you're going to be declaring a lot of wars, but gallant is good too. I would say either go for the chivalry focus if you're actually going to go out and fight these battles yourselves, or go for the strategy focus if you're just looking for overall martial. But if you're the kind of player who wants to be a tyrant and have dread and make sure that your counties are under control, then you can go authority focus too. I'm personally going to go for strategy focus. Okay, as far as religion goes, our character is Norse Asatru. We have Slovianskan kind of creeping in, but we also have Suomenusko up here. And I think that he would probably change religions to be closer to the locals. I think he would be smart enough to understand that, right? He's gregarious, so he wants to be diplomatic with people, and he's ambitious, so he understands that, hey, if I'm going to take over and create this new empire, we're going to have a unified religion and unified culture. Let's go look in religions. Do we want Slovianskan or do we want Suomenusko? Okay, notice that one tenet changes. Vassal opinion and courtier opinion's up, and feasts are important. For Suomenusko, you get some prestige from your level of splendor, you get long reign, you get bonuses for a pilgrimage, and close family has a higher opinion. So I think that Suomenusko is a little closer to the Asatru. Let's look at the other things. Okay, Slovianska is fundamentalist, so you're going to have problems with factions and heresies a little bit more. Suomenusko is righteous. You can revoke landed titles, but so can you here, from hostile and evil infidels. So it's a little easier to revoke titles as fundamentalist. But one of the important things here, same-sex relations in Slovianskan are criminal. Over here, they're simply shunned. This character is bisexual. So I think that the Suomenusko faith is a little closer to Asatru, and I think that would make a big difference. So I think this character would convert to that faith. Now, 2 of the vassals will convert. This guy will not, and he'll have an attitude problem about it. So what can we do? We have plenty of gold. Let's send him a gift. Okay. Let's go ahead and clock forward 1 day and then see how things change. So he still won't convert because he's zealous. Well, that happens. Maybe he'll end up rebelling and we'll have to have a problem. Okay, so we're going to convert to Suomenusko. Local culture. Let's see if we can do that. Let's go take a look at the culture. Okay, there is the Russian culture. We are up here. Who is the culture head? This, let's click on Russian. Culture head, High Chiefess Mstislav of Bukovina, down there. So eventually we're going to take over culture head because his lands are not that big. And my guess is that the Magyars will move west and eventually take that over. So let's go ahead and convert to local culture. That's going to cost us 300 prestige. And now we will be Russian. Okay, now let's go make sure that our family members and important people are doing that also. What is she? She's Suomenusko. Okay, good. And Russian. Okay. Let's check out our son. Demand conversion. We don't need to use the hook. And then he's also Russian. Let's go look at our council and see who we have. Okay, she's helping us out here, so that's good. Since we're going to be fighting some wars, let's go ahead and do chivalry. Increases our martial. And that's going to get us higher levy sizes and reinforcement rates. This lady, let's see if we can replace her if we have anybody else. Oh, actually, let's go look at our court, see who our guests are. This guy has a commander trait. What is it? Forest fighter? Meh. Well, we need all the people we can get, so we're going to go ahead and recruit. This lady... yeah, she's got 9 learning. Okay. Tolir. Ooh, nice prowess. Blade Master. Very good. Vaughn. Sure, why not? Okay, so they're all in our court. Let's tick forward 1 more day. He agrees to conversion. Okay, let's go back to our council, and let's see if we have anybody better. Helgi the Seer, our son. Do not make this mistake, because I've done this before. If you assign him to be the Noedi, or the court chaplain, or whatever this position is that you want to call it, depending on your culture and your religion, he loses all his claims. So don't do that, because I did that. Okay, how about a chancellor? Do we have a better chancellor? First, let's see, are you better at any other jobs? Maybe marshal and stewardship. Okay, are you better at any jobs? Oh, he's got learning. Okay, so here's what we're gonna... No, we can't. We can't make him, can we? Chieftain Karu. He doesn't show up when we try to assign a court chaplain. And all 3 of them are powerful vassals. All 3 of them currently like us right now. Oh, that's tough. Okay. He could be a marshal or a steward. He could be steward or spymaster. Okay, we're going to move him to spymaster. Where's Ingvar? Okay, swap. Good. Now let's swap the steward. Hero. And was he good at anything else? He was only good at marshal or learning, but we can't get him to show up here. So he's going to stay our marshal. Our steward is going to be Kiro. And now we can pick a good chancellor. And let's go ahead and go with... Oh, but he's a champion and we need him fighting. Alright, dude, you're going to have 2 jobs. Sorry. We have converted faith, which means we want her to be converting faith. So let's go here in our capital and convert faith. 30 years! Oof, that's going to be a long time. But we don't need to fabricate any claims. We don't need religious relations because we're not actually getting anything. There are no holdings yet since it's still tribal. Let's see. All of my vassals have a really high opinion of me, so you go ahead and do foreign affairs to get me some more prestige. I actually don't need gold. I can just go raiding for more gold. Promoting culture? Let's see how our culture is looking. It's actually looking pretty good, and it's kind of bleeding over in there. So, what does our development look like? Oh, 0. Okay. Do we need to promote culture anywhere? Over here? Yes. Oh, which one should I do? I'm going to go with development because of the building and holding construction and development growth. So, I'm going to go into capital here. And then I am going to use a little bit of money to build some things. War camps I particularly like because you get an extra knight out of it, and knights are very powerful. The marshal. I want better knights, champions, and I also want men-at-arms, and then I also want commander traits. So we're going there. Spymaster. I don't have any particular ideas right now of schemes or secrets, so you go ahead and just disrupt and keep me safe for now. Okay, let's look at our military and our champions. There are no guests to invite. Our numbers are pretty sad. So how much is it going to cost us? We can do light footmen for 100, and then we can invite in champions for 150, but then we won't be able to declare any wars. So let's look around and see what war are we going to declare first. Okay, this Jarldom right here, Novgorod, is missing this little county. And he's pretty tiny, only 558 soldiers. So he's going to be one of the first ones we declare war against. A conquer county is going to cost us, 50 piety. A devotion penalty. We would become a sinner. Okay, well what we'll do is we'll wait a little bit to get some more piety. Maybe we'll do some kind of event to try to get piety. And we're going to have to wait anyways for our men-at-arms regiments to build up. So let's go ahead and give ourselves a group of light footmen. And then let's invite champions to get better champions. Ah, here we go. Here's how we can go get some piety. Go on a pilgrimage. The sites. I don't know. Usually a long pilgrimage gives you more. So the longer the pilgrimage, the more events you can have. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the very long. Since you only get to do it once in a while, might as well make the most out of it. Our court. Okay, let's see if we can find a court physician. I don't want to actually search for one. I just want to use somebody who's in our realm that has high learning and is relatively young. Okay, so nobody is a physician, so we're just going to go for somebody who's young, somebody who has high learning. Let's go ahead and go with this lady. Appoint her as... Oh, why not? Where are you? Oh, she's not in my court. Okay. Top realm. Okay, let's go court. There we go. Well, you know what? Okay, our son's got some martial, but we don't want him out fighting battles and dying. So let's go ahead and appoint him as our court physician to keep him busy and give him something to do. Okay, go around. I'm going to go through court and demand people convert religions. I don't think you can demand that they change cultures. I think that's only up to them. Okay, another thing I like to do is I like to go in the military and our champions, and I like to get our champions married. Now, he's a chief, so he can handle his own marriages. Let's go ahead and get Tolir married. And let's go ahead and go with, like, the prowess and just see who's pretty strong here. Okay, forgiving, gregarious, and calm. Okay, so I think these two gregarious characters might get together, so let's go ahead and marry them. Next up is going to be Vaughn. Patient, zealous, and gregarious. Okay, first one up here at the top is this lady, and she's zealous, so I think they might bond over their faith. Yes, she's a bleeder, you know. You get what you get at the beginning of the game. Olaf. Cynical, gluttonous, and humble. Alright, let's take a look at Eric. Calm, greedy, and content. Okay, so both these characters are content. So maybe they strike up a conversation about life and their hopes and dreams and realize that, hey, we're getting to our mid-30s, you know, it's time to settle down and have some kids. We're content with our lot in life, but we need to carry on our family names. Chief, okay, Lev. Chaste, deceitful, and trusting. That's weird. So he'll deceive you, but he trusts you. And chaste, so he's not really into pleasures of the flesh, okay? Oh, wow. We need to get that girl married. Sorry, dude, but you're not gonna... No, we're not wasting that on you. Okay, this character's trusting, so maybe they kind of like get to know each other a little bit and come to trust each other. Okay, Oni. Stubborn, zealous, and greedy. Intelligent. Let's see if we can take her as a concubine. We cannot. Where are you? Oh, she's a courtier in somebody else's land. Okay, well, we're going to bring her in through a marriage then. Yeah, so we're going to have to go ahead and marry you to her just because she's super intelligent, right? So maybe she likes how he's stubborn and sticks to his opinion. And maybe one of his opinions agrees with something that she's intelligent about. Let's go look at our court and see, is there anybody else? Oh, the women. Let's get the women married. Let's get you married to somebody. Fickle, arrogant, zealous. You know what we need, though? We need more champions. So, let's get some prowess, and let's see who we've got here. I wish that the prowess number was, like, right about there, say, or maybe here next to their name. Kind of like it is next to all their stats, so we know what we're getting into. Ooh, 32? Oh, 27, 23. Oh yeah, all these guys are good. Okay, I can't find any trait matchups, so we're just going to go with this guy. Okay, Freydis is chaste, fickle, and arbitrary. Well, I'm thinking, okay, if she's fickle and arbitrary, then maybe somebody who's content would kind of be okay with her. He'd be gregarious enough to go over, talk to her, meet her, but he'd be content enough to be like, you know what? I'm 35, it's time to get married and have some kids. She'll do. One thing I eventually want to do is get up here to the limited tribal authority so I can imprison characters that I capture and then be able to ransom them off, so that's good. My vassals like me. Military, we've taken care of. We'll have to wait for that to build up. Council, we've set them all to jobs that we like. We don't need to sway anyone, necessarily. You know what, though? Where is the guy that refused to convert? Was it Vaughn? Yeah, he's zealous. Okay, we are going to start a sway scheme against him. We have a very good chance of succeeding, so that if we get a high enough opinion of him, maybe we'll still be able to sway him to switch religions, even though he's zealous. And then, in that case, looking at our council, we don't actually need help with the scheme because it was already at 95%. So we don't need to do that. One last thing I want to look at. What titles do we have? Oh, High Chieftain of Vepsia. That's a duchy level title. Okay. Novgorod, Rusa, Beluzero, Tikvin, and Luki. We'll go ahead and just live with that for now. We've got a total of 5, and it's going to be more work than it's worth to fabricate claims, take these away, fight these guys, and then we're just going to have to give something out anyway. We don't want to create a jarldom over here, somebody who can go against us and form a faction for independence. We do have the most powerful county, 6 holdings. Okay, looking at our issues, titles can be created. Kingdom of Novgorod. What does it take? It takes gold, and that's it. And it gives us a bunch of prestige. Well, hey, we need that prestige. So let's go ahead and create that title. And we are now a mighty king. So we're going to let it run a couple days just to get all of that stuff to register. Time to depart for the pilgrimage. As I prepare for my journey, I know that I will travel safely under the protection of the gods. My destination lies far from home, but in service to the heavens, even my own realm must wait. I will be brave on the journey, and I hope that it will bring me great opinion among my new religion. Greetings, King Rurik of Novgorod. I gladly accept your marriage proposal. Your son and heir, Helgi, and my sister, Dobroslava, will be joined in holy matrimony. May Devana bless their union. Signed, High Chieftain Ruslan II, Ruslanovich of Minsk. Excellent. Basically, everyone is accepting the marriage proposals. Okay, so 3 weeks into the game, things have slowed down. So, I'm going to go ahead and go back and take a look at the court and see, do I need to demand any conversions? Okay, this guy is not a very good champion, so I'm going to go ahead and assign him, because that means there's a chance that he probably won't be out there on the battlefield, he probably won't die, and I won't have to change council members very often. Just one last look through all the hook, schemes, secrets, intrigue, no factions, and do we have any special decisions? No, because we're on a pilgrimage. Alright, so that's getting the game started. I'm going to run through the pilgrimage, and then we'll go start a war. Alright, this guy just came to our court, trusting, cynical, and wrathful. Lots of prowess boost, or a little bit of prowess. Let's go for the big prowess boost. A rude story. Passing by the campfire, one of my fellow travelers is telling a story she once heard about some king, to raucous laughter. They all fall silent when I approach, except for the storyteller. Ah, don't worry, my lord, you're nothing like the boar in the story. It's about the king of some faraway place called Novgorod. Gregarious, ambitious, just, and brave. Really now, tell me more of this king. We'd lose 20 stress. Guards, fetch my whip. Dread and spend some piety that we don't have. Perhaps it's time I found others to travel with. Different companions, different culture opinions. Being just, we wouldn't necessarily just grab the whip and punish them. And being gregarious, we might sit down and listen to the story. New champion has arrived. Oh yeah, let's recruit this guy. Okay, and then let's go ahead and get you married. There we go. Any inheritable traits? For every week that passes, my fellowship grows ever smaller. Some have gone as far as they can before the need to return home overtakes them. Others have met with less fortunate ends. Most worrying is the fact that my group of personal guards is thinning out at an alarming rate. That fact alone shows what a treacherous journey this can be. Some of the locals seem like they would make fierce guards. All I need is the protection of the gods. Well, being brave, I think we might say all we need is the protection of the gods. And we don't have the money to hire any more, so we must trudge on, even if it is alone, only with the gods to protect us. At last I have finally arrived in Perm. While some worship in churches or mosques, I know the most sacred of places are in the open forest, where bare feet are caressed by the soft, nourishing earth. The old groves here are especially venerable, and I find myself wondering about my place in the natural world as I stand amongst the great trees. I have walked the holy path. Ooh, that's a lot. We're the pilgrim. People like us, we gain piety. And, ooh, there we go. Okay, then let's start the journey home. Gained a level of devotion. Very nice. We are now faithful. My journey has been a long one, but I have finally come home again. While much remains the same, something has changed in how the shamans treat me. I have undergone the journey of a holy man, and they insist it has changed something about me, whether I can see it in myself or not. It is good to be home. Okay, so I think that's a good spot for our very first episode. Got everything set up, everyone's getting married. The only concubine we can take is this lady, but that's going to give us children that we don't really want. Let's double check and make sure. Yep, there's nobody else. So unfortunately, we're going to have to take a small prestige hit with that. Our men-at-arms are about halfway full, so we can go ahead and go do something. We could either go raiding for some money, or we can go ahead and try to start conquering now that we have the piety to conquer a county. Alright, the journey to the land of the Rus, the Empire of Russia, begins. See you on the next episode. Double busy, getting busy, do.